Okie dokie. I can totally hear the music. Never mind. Cool. So how are you? How are you feeling?
Okay. I haven't been feeling great.
You're feeling tired?
Yeah, I don't know. I've just been super tired. Just not feel like it's hard to explain. I just like feel well.
Yeah.
Been getting
Can I maybe pause you there? Do you have your headphones for the microphone? A little bit faint.
Let me try to find some.
Awesome. Thank you. Sorry.
I'll be right back.
Okay, no problems. For those of you just tuning in, there is a school next door and they're having music lessons today. So that's what that is in the background.
A little.
Cool, thank you.
Okay, can you hear me?
So much better, thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so tell me about the fatigue. Does it feel like all over body fatigue? Is it all day long, every day? Is it just there's no oomph in your muscles? Are you struggling to get air?
It's mostly, so I'll wake up and I'm still feeling tired when I wake up. But I'm, okay for a couple hours, and then it usually hits about 10 and I'm just like, I just want to go to sleep again. And like today it lasted, from like 10 until, what time is it now? Probably like 6. And now I have a little bit more energy. I'm still tired, but I feel like I can get up and do a few things. And I just finished my period, so I'm wondering if that just an extra bit can just, take it out of me. And then I forgot to mention that I wanted to talk to you about my iron, just because that has been an issue in the past. And I do get like especially when I'm on my period, I kind of feel the heaviness of chest and shortness of breath. And so I have been getting that. Close the door, please. But I don't tend to like worry about it too much because I know it's probably my iron. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did start doing those IVs for my iron. And after the third one, we tested and my ferritin was at a 200. So too high. And that was like 3 weeks ago. So, can it drop that quickly or?
Ferritin is your iron stores. So when I do like a blood test, I get like them to do iron studies. So I want to see what's happening with your hemoglobin. I want to see what's happening with your ferritin, your transferritin, and there's also like saturation of it as well, because we need that iron. So the ferritin is like your transporter molecules that will help. That's okay.
Right. My son is trying to get me to switch headphones with him, but no.
Not today, little one. So then if the ferritin was really high, so that's your transporter, but if there's not enough circulating iron, it doesn't really have too much to deliver. So you want to make sure that you have a good intake of the iron as well. So it'd be good to see if you have like the iron test and we can see what's going on from there. Iron is super commonly low with SIBO. So when I saw your questions file, like this fatigue that you're having, that was going to be one of the first questions that I asked, because iron and B12 are harder. They get absorbed in a different part of the intestine. So they get absorbed at the distal end part of your small intestine, which is a bit of a harder absorption site. And then also SIBO and other kinds of bacteria and sometimes parasites, they love iron, and then also B12. So we commonly see that iron and B12 are low with SIBO. Yeah. So how long have you been getting iron IVs for?
So I think I started them probably, it was right after I had 1 year giveaway. So when we were on vacation, I came back and I started them, and I did one every like week and a half or so so I haven't gotten one for, I don't know, 4 weeks now.
Okay.
And I mean, yeah, I stopped them, wanted to test and see where it was at. But she didn't test. So this is my thyroid doctor.
Mhm.
Um, and she is much more concerned about ferritin. Um, so I don't know if my iron, I don't know if it's super low, like my actual iron.
Okay.
She didn't test that. She just tested ferritin. So I have an
Is,
iron test from like 2 months ago
yeah.
or so.
Has your ferritin been low in the past as well?
So yeah, that was the first thing she wanted to address because of my thyroid. It was at like a 19
Mm-hmm.
back in October, and we tried taking iron pills because um, we tried supplements, and we did it from like January to April, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing changed. So I figured that's probably my gut not allowing it to absorb. But so that's why we tried the IVs, because I was just getting desperate.
Yeah. Has it helped with your energy at some point?
I
Like when
mean,
you used to have
I
but
feel
then
like it did. Like when I had that good week 2 weeks ago, I
mm,
felt pretty good. And then just after I got the stomach bug and last weekend, it just
that's kind of
haven't
what.
felt good since. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna see. I don't think I've got copies of those tests. What have I got in here? If you any test results that you have, if you could upload them into the test results folder, and I'll go through them again. Do you find like the energy? So when you get tired at 10, is it just like the brain just goes drunk and you kind of want to have a nap, or is it like your body feels tired, or what kind of tired is it?
It's been a little bit of both. Over this last weekend, I felt like my body was just so tired. But then at other times, it was like, oh, I just can't keep my eyes open. My brain is tired, you know? But I feel like it's been a mixture of both. Um,
Okay. Because you are also doing the antimicrobials, which
right.
sometimes that can be the thing as well. Like the symptoms that you're having, they aren't awful, but they are frustrating. So what's happening on the inside is your body is in like hyper mode of healing and repairing, and that does take a lot of energy too. And I know
Right.
that you've 4 beautiful kids and a gazillion puppies, and so there's a lot going on in your life as well.
There is.
So while you're going through this antimicrobial stage, it isn't fun always, but it'd be interesting to see kind of what would happen after you finish the antimicrobials. So we started antimicrobials on the 22nd of May, which puts us at about the halfway point. So there's about 3 weeks left of the antimicrobials, and I do often find that if someone's having low energy through the antimicrobials, a lot of it can come back when you go off them.
Okay.
So there is that. So sometimes there is, because I don't like to do too many supplements all at once, when sometimes what we need to do, even though it's frustrating, sometimes what we need to do is rest through these periods of our body healing. And then when we rest more, we can heal more. And I know it's tricky with having kitties and puppies
Yeah,
and life.
that's good to hear, because I was wondering, I was getting discouraged. Like, should I be feeling good, because um, I
Some people
prepared my
do.
body, and,
Yeah, yeah.
so that's
Some
good to
people
hear.
feel better and some people don't feel better. So you
Yeah.
did prepare the body. Like if someone doesn't really prepare the body, then like the die-off symptoms that people talk about, and that can be like headaches and tummy cramp and worse bloating and hives is really common. So I feel like you did do a really good job in preparing. I think your body has just been under stress for so long, like stress on the inside with all the SIBO, and then stuff on the outside trying to navigate life. So I think your body is just playing like a little bit of a catch up. So I'm
Okay.
super proud
That's
of
good to
you.
know. Thank you.
And things that I'm just gonna. Yeah, I know. It's SIBO.
It's fine. I mean, that's good to know. Like, I think I was just getting discouraged that, oh, I'm just never gonna get better, and yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
One of the reasons why I set up my coaching the way that I set it up, because it's just so nice to know that you're going to the right stuff and that it's normal and what's normal, what's not normal, and then to get you back on track if things derail. So you're doing totally good. I'm happy with the progress.
And I did stop taking the Allison in the morning after breakfast just to see if that was just adding too much, but I'm not noticing a difference. So I was just gonna go back to, I might try one. Is that okay? And then just try to see if there's any, or
Where are
do you
you
want
at?
me to?
Where are you at the moment with them? The Animax.
So I haven't taken the Allison in the morning since Saturday. But I take it at night. I just wanted to see if maybe that was affecting my uh, fatigue during the day, but I don't really see a difference. So,
And the MFP4, you're taking 3 and 3 as well?
I've been doing 3 at night. And I'm wondering if that might be giving me headaches as well, because when I did try to kill off the candida last time I had it pretty bad, and I was taking a similar supplement. I remember getting really bad headaches then. So,
Do you have brain fog as well?
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, brain fog is often connected with the candida as well.
Okay.
How are your bowel motions going?
Better. It's taken a while to start feeling better, but I feel like this weekend finally started speeding up again, and I'm not quite as bloated. Went to the bathroom great today. Yeah, so it's been better.
Where would your energy be on a scale of 1 to 10 today?
Like a 3 or 4, probably a 3. Yeah. It doesn't help that it's hot here too. It's been like 105 degrees, so we're not used to this. We're all just like dying over here.
Oh, shame. Where would you put the energy on the weekend? Do you remember?
Probably a 4. I even went to see my friend, and I was all by myself and still had to like nap every day and just didn't do anything.
Yeah, I am a big fan of napping, like in this stage, and you might even find like at that 10 a.m. because we had like the cortisol curve. So what would happen at midnight, the cortisol should be at its lowest point, and then it should start to kick back in around 3 a.m., which is why sometimes if people get that, if they already have high cortisol levels, so cortisol is the stress hormone that helps us make really quick decisions. So sometimes if you've got high levels of cortisol anyway, and then it starts to rise, that can be the 3 a.m. wake-ups. So what should happen is the lowest point at 12, and then it starts to gradually rise, highest point at 9, and then gradually makes its way down. But sometimes if you've been under some stress for a while, and when I say stress, it doesn't mean that we're freaking out about stuff, but like
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. And so then if we have a disordered cortisol curve, we can get this spike and then a little bit of a crash and then a spike and then a bit of a crash and then spikes and crashes, which would be why I feel like you're getting your second wind around 6 p.m. because you have like a disordered cortisol.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're getting like that tired at 10 a.m., if you can just go lay down for 20 minutes and do like a yoga nidra or a guided meditation or something, even that can just be enough to kind of reset a little bit. It's a huge fan.
Okay.
And have you done a yoga nidra before? Do you know what they are?
No, I've done mindful meditation, but
cool.
Not.
So I'll show you a little picture. So I've had the same one on my phone for about, I don't know, got 8 years now. And then yoga nidra is like sleeping yoga. It helps to get you back into the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's like a sequence of different things where you're focusing on what this person is saying. But any kind of meditation is, even the Calm app. I find anything that you start to follow along will just take you out of your head. So you'll start thinking about the puppies, stop thinking about the shopping list, stop thinking about the to-do list.
Right.
So pause. So this is the one I've had on my phone for ages. Splendor of meditation, yoga nidra for relaxation. And it's just something relax that point between your eyebrows, and then relax your right. Okay. So that could just help.
App?
That's just on iTunes. So I've got an iPhone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll look that up.
Cool. Super good. Energy extra. So there are so what the energy extra is, those are a bunch of adaptogens, and they are the more slow and steady ones. But I can swap that one out for one that's got more of like a boosting one. So in the other one, I've got things like Siberian ginseng and American ginseng, whereas Korean ginseng can help to stimulate you a little bit more. So I might swap that one out for a fortnight just to boost you up a little bit, and then we can swap back onto that one. and getting a bit more energy. So that's kind of like a band-aid. And so naturopaths are all about resolving the root cause, but sometimes band-aids help.
Yeah.
And then checking in on your, so can you get more iron tests done, or do you have iron tests already?
It's really hard because I have Kaiser for my insurance, and they're not willing to work with me very well. So I've been trying, I'm going to email her and see if, since it's been a few months, to see if she'll run a few tests for me. But it's just really hard because she says, you know, I have to have a reason to run these tests. I'm not just going to do it because another doctor wants me to. Yeah. So it's really hard to get her to. And that's why I've been going to outside of Kaiser to get my tests done. But we're paying a lot of money for that. And so we're kind of in a hard place right now where it's like we really just need our insurance to do it. But our insurance isn't even great. It's still, we still have to pay a ton of money for my blood test. So I'm like, it's not even worth the hassle.
I don't know if you've checked already yet if you're covered for me. So sometimes different insurances in the States can be covered for international naturopaths. So that's worth looking into, because if you are,
I wish. I'll check.
Because then you can.
I'll check, but because it's not, it's like I don't know, it's like, there are some that can cover it, but ours is like, it's like one system, and they, you know, if you go outside of Kaiser, they're just,
yeah, I've heard about Kaiser. My client,
they're a pain in the butt. Yeah.
Okay, well, in terms of food with iron, so iron-rich sources of food would be your dark green leafy veg, so like your kale, silver beet, spinach. But then when you're having it, and then also like your animal protein, so like your red meat and stuff. When you're having iron from plant sources, you need to make sure that you have it with a vitamin C source. So that could be using some lemon juice on there, or having it with strawberries, or having it with tomatoes. So that could be a way to just boost up your iron-rich foods from there.
Okay.
Okie dokie. How are you sleeping?
I've been sleeping pretty well. It takes me a while to fall asleep. But I'm sleeping pretty hard. I feel like I'm still knocked out and still having a hard time waking up.
Okay. What have I got? Liver support's 2 and 2, so that's still pretty good. Have we done a coffee enema?
I was doing them last week when my stomach was acting up. Yeah. I did like 2, 3, I think. Yeah. But honestly, they didn't help very much. I just was so gassy that it was terrible. But it was just like I was having to go through another detox, it felt like. So
in what way?
Yeah, but once, I mean, like I said, I'm better now. So
when you meant it created more gas, or it didn't really work, what do you mean?
So I mean, I just felt very bloated, and when I would do the coffee enema, I never felt like I completely emptied out or got all the gas out. And so within, 10 minutes, I felt like my stomach was already bloated again. But I mean, it did help me go to the bathroom when I was backed up for a few days.
Do you feel like when you did the enema, how long did you hold it in for? And did you feel like your body just wanted to get rid of it before it even?
I was trying to hold it. I mean, I've been able to hold them in the past for like 12 or 15 minutes, but this time I was only like 5 minutes because I hadn't gone to the bathroom previously. I need the doors closed, please. And so it was like I had all this stuff waiting right there, that I like. So I would try. Sometimes I would let some come in, and then when I felt like I needed to go, I would try to go to the bathroom and then do the rest of the enema. So
kind of what that says to me, like if you are feeling that fullness when you first try to do it, that maybe it's a little bit blocked up, so maybe there is a little bit of stuff to get out. So maybe if you're trying that on again and just doing what you did there, but so even if you didn't need to do like a 3 cycle, so if you need to put it in for 5 minutes, then let it, even if it's 1 minute, if everything just feels really full, that can just be enough to clear out some stuff so that it can get in there as well. Yeah. And then if there's in there, if you do like a bit of tummy massage, like super gently, and then the water should be body temperature, and then that'll help to get in there if there's any old stuff kind of caked on, and then just like gentle massages. Because if you're bloating up so soon again after, I think things aren't moving through. And then the reason I want this to be happening is I feel like the cleansing isn't catching up with what you want it to do. So part of like they're waking up tired, like the cleansing and repair, your body's just trying really hard to do it over nighttime, but there's just so much that it can't really tick off all the jobs. I think that can be good.
Okay. Is it too much to do them once a day, or should I space them out?
I mean, usually say like 3 in a week while doing the antimicrobials.
Okay. That sounds good.
Okie dokie. So then let's go through your uBiome.
Hey.
Cool. So this is your uBiome. I've got way too many tabs open. Okay, so this is so the first of all, actually, we'll come back to, this is the first page. I don't know if you've had a little play around with it so far. So your percentile is actually amazing. So your percentile is you're in the 95th percentile. So your diversity of all the different kinds of bacteria is actually really good. So it's
so weird.
I know.
Just like, how is that possible?
I don't usually pay too much attention to this one because this is based on the answers that you put in there. So then this is kind of, and then the way that they do it, this is in relation to all the other of gazillions of people that they've tested. So the 90%. So we want it to be 80% and above. Okay. So then this is your bacteria at the phylum rank, which is like the big clusters of them. And then also in your test results folder, there is, where does it say instructions? This is your report. So this is in your folder. So I've got the 95th percentile. And so then, because it took me a while to remember kind of the ratios of where I wanted everything as well. So this kind of gives you examples of where I want to see everything. So your Bacteroidetes, we want them to be under 35%. And then your proteobacteria, so these are a lot of your gram-negative bacteria. So the gram-negative bacteria aren't necessarily the good guys. So we want these to be under 4% because they cause a lot of the inflammation. So when they die, they release their shells and they just irritate everything in there. Okay. And so then you change it down to your family. And so these are the different families of your bugs. And so your lactobacilli, so these are your good ones. We want from 0.1 to 1%. So you're at almost 0.2%. So you're in the range. They could just be like a little bit higher. So your lactobacilli are your good bugs, and they often have things to do with our immunity. So that can be helpful in controlling our sinuses and our skin stuff, and they're really good. And then the bifidobacterium, they are, so also our good bacteria. So these are all our good bacteria. And then the bifidobacterium often help us with motility. So bifidobacterium animalis or lactis or these different things. So on the uBiome, it doesn't actually show up. So if you do like command F bifido, so it doesn't show up there, but that doesn't mean that you don't have any. It could just be that it's below detectable levels. So we'll be nourishing these guys in the second stage once we finish the antimicrobials. You're already starting to look after them with the diversity through your food. And then we retest in a couple months' time to see if they've regrown. Okay. And then you got some Akkermansia, which is great. And then your Faecalibacterium, again, is below detectable levels. So you've got some good ones and then some of the ones you don't. Okay. And then these are your butyrate producers. So butyrate is an anti-inflammatory thing produced by some of the bacteria in our gut. So super, super helpful. And then, so sometimes people ask me if they should take butyrate supplements. Like it could sometimes help, but the absorption of it would be quite low. Better to grow the guys that will produce it in the first place. So they're all a little bit lower than we would like. So 2 of them aren't showing up on your test result. Okay. And then, oh, that's not quite right. So good news here. So these ones aren't good guys, and but no E. coli showing up. And then your Bacteroides, we want less than 20%, and yours are 16. So that's pretty good. And then desulfibrio and your Bilophila. So these ones can be the sulfur producing bacteria. So these can be the ones that produce the smelly gas. And so then that didn't add up properly. What would that be? 2.43? 2.43? Something like that.
I know, I'm like, oh.
But we want it to be less than 0.25. So we can bring
Okay.
these down as well. So the sulfur-producing bacteria can feed off sulfur compounds in the foods. What can be quite nice. Do you have a bath at home?
Yes, I do.
Epsom salt baths can be helpful if there are the sulfur-producing bacteria. So Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate.
Okay.
And then, oh, did you swap the headphones?
I did it, and I didn't miss a beat.
You're amazing. I just saw that they were now black. I didn't even notice. Mum life. You're amazing.
I know, right? I just needed him to leave me alone.
Yeah, so when you have Epsom salt baths, so Epsom salt baths are very detoxifying, so they can help with this cleansing process at nighttime and hopefully get a more cleansing happening at nighttime so you can wake up with a bit more energy.
Yeah. So I've taken them before, and I used to love them, and just recently I feel like every time I take one I feel really sick after. Is that normal?
Then that to me, because it could be too detoxing. So too much.
Yeah.
When was the last time you did that?
It's probably been a couple months because it was when I was sick with all my liver issues. I did a couple and I just felt worse. But I mean, I've done them when I've felt well as well. And I just feel like sick to my stomach. I'm like exhausted. And I'm wondering if, I don't know, if it's like the magnesium.
I'd say it could be like, do you feel like you sweat quite a lot when you're in there?
Not a lot. I've done some where I do sweat a lot and I've, felt exhausted and had to go to bed, but I don't always sweat a ton. And I drink a lot of water.
If you go to a sauna, do you sweat?
I never have gone to a sauna.
Oh, wow.
Actually. I should.
With this hot weather, are you sweating a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sweater. Like when I was younger and played sports, I sweat very easily. My whole family does. And I mean, I've just laid around and done nothing today, but I tried to mop and I was sweating. Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, that's good. I'm trying to see what mechanism might not be working. Because if you're feeling the nausea, then I think liver and gallbladder. So I wonder if you're speaking to your doctor anyway, maybe seeing if she can do a liver function test just to see where your liver enzymes are at. And I often find people don't like to be told how to do their job. So like another doctor coming in saying, do this because this doctor said this. So if you go into the person and saying, would you mind testing this because I'm having lots of nausea and waking up tired, I don't know if you're having it, but like not digesting fat so well. So these are all signs that the liver might be a bit under the pump. So when you go to someone asking for help, they're more likely to do the thing that you want them to do.
I had my liver enzymes tested a couple months ago because everything had gone wrong back in December, and they were back to, I think, 16 and 19 or something like that. I mean, but I can have, so they've always been around that 16 or 20, but when I got sick, they were, 400s. So everything has normalized, but I mean, I can do them again if you think that would be a good idea. I can try to ask her, and that might be something she's more willing to do because they were kind of handling all the tests with my liver, so I can try and get that done again too.
That would be nice. So what I'm feeling is I've got you on the liver support already. I might even just need to increase the dosage a little bit so to get your liver working. It's more love for your liver. I feel like it's still not kind of keeping up with the demand that we're putting on it. That would explain a lot of your symptoms. That would explain why you don't feel so good in Epsom salt baths. That would explain why you are tired when you're waking up. Why you feel sick to your stomach, because that can all come from there. So maybe with the Epsom salt bath, if you want to try it again, just do it for a shorter period of time. So the maximum like I ever was going to recommend doing it for is 20 minutes, but you could just do it for 5 minutes and see how you go from there.
Okay.
5 minutes. Okay. And then a few methanogens. And then, yeah, so your diversity is pretty good. So I kind of know just from all the tests that I've done, I often see SIBO people around 60. So you've got,
Okay.
so that's there, which is good. Any questions on your uBiome?
I kind of was curious when I was looking through it quickly, was the serotonin and the GABA. I don't even remember where it was, but I was just curious about that because it looked really low.
So this one, sleep microbes. The things that I focus on is your gut data, because then that tells me like the ratio of everything in your digestive system, what's low, what's not. And so serotonin is produced by our good bugs, our large intestine. So I'm not surprised, because your good bugs were on the lower side, like your bifidobacterium and your faecalibacterium were on the lower side. But as that comes back into balance, I often find that the serotonin comes back into balance too.
Okay.
So this is like...
Okay. I was just curious if that kind of explains anxiety as well, or, anxiety and depression. I was just like, oh, wow, it's actually low. So
yeah, there's like 85% of our serotonin is produced in the gut. So there we go. So they say genus microbes included in the analysis are your lactobacilli and your bifido. So you did have your lactobacilli, they were slightly low, but then your bifidobacterium. It all fits. I could probably trace everything back to the gut, because then there's also like the inflammation coming from your proteobacteria. So it's all there. It all makes sense. All makes sense.
Good. Cool. I'm glad.
Okay, dokie. SIBO Slim. How are you?
That's all I think the questions I had on that.
Okay. So then with SIBO Slim, how are you feeling about that? Can you hear me okay?
Good. I did the yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
It might be my internet. Let me try a different spot.
I can hear you fine.
Okay. Oh, you can hear me?
Yep. It's all good.
Can you hear me now?
I could hear you most of the time.
Okay. Ooh. Let's try this spot. I am feeling excited about it. I did sort of do the 2 loading days yesterday and today. I just had a really hard time eating that much fat. I didn't feel well. Like I felt like it was just sitting in my stomach. Mm-hmm. But I just did a lot of oils, coconut oil and olive oil, added that to my eggs and my meat to try to get the amount in. I'm not sure I quite got as much as was recommended, but
that's okay. I'm sure. Did we do the MyFitnessPal?
I did not yet, because I wasn't sure if I was kind of unclear if I was just supposed to practice entering in 500 calories or, okay, I'm pretty familiar with MyFitnessPal, but I didn't get it for you.
If you want to do, so you've done your loading days today and yesterday. Yeah, so if you want to do your MyFitnessPal for tomorrow, just shoot me an email and then I'll just check it through my side. So when you do the MyFitnessPal, if you add me as a friend on my email, kirsten@kirstenstuff.com, and then you adjust your diary settings to make diary visible to friends, and then I can just log in from my side and then just okay. Because of your energy, I am going to monitor that one going through. If we find that your energy goes down even more, then I might just adjust it for you and increase the calories and maybe wean you off it. So I do want to play that one by ear. It's amazing. It's super, super awesome.
Okay.
And like it works so well with SIBO, but okay. Any questions on the SIBO Slim, on the foods or how to prepare it?
I think I had a question about, do you want me to still cook my food? Just cook my veggies? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so cooked veggies are always going to be easier to digest than the raw. Some of the pictures from my meal plans, it looks like a salad, but it's usually just the green that was the raw. So if the arugula was raw, then I put like lots of steamed veggies on top.
Okay.
It looks like a raw salad, but it's not really.
Okay, and then as far as cooking any meats, how do you cook those usually? Since I'm not using oil or
steaming is my
steam it. Okay.
Yeah, it's just so easy. Put the water in and put the veggies and everything in at the same time, and you can cook it frozen and super fast, or baking as well. You can bake it too.
Okay. All right.
From this week, you might be able to use coconut oil, but I find that around like 85% of people are fine with coconut oil. But I always say, what if you're that 15%? So in week 2, you'll this first week you'll just be getting used to the food and seeing how it goes, and then from the second week we experiment a little bit more and you start bringing in more stuff.
Okay. Does it just cause people to hang on to weight, the coconut oil, or does it?
Sometimes, yeah. Okay. And then sometimes it can be like an inflammation thing. So if you are not losing the weight, sometimes it's because your body is inflamed, and some people just don't do well with coconut products. So that can be a reason.
Oh, that would be a bummer.
I know. If you can have it, then you can have things like raw chocolate, and then it opens up some. So I find it's nice to do the first week super clean, because then you're finding your baseline neutral level, and then when you bring things in, you really get a good idea of how your body is responding to it, which is one I love it for that reason, because when you get to the stabilization part, which is like stage 2, then you bring back in all these foods that you haven't had, but because you've got such a good baseline of what's been going on, when you add something in, because to gain 1 pound of fat, you need to eat in excess of 3,000 calories. So it's like on top of your normal 2,000 calories. So then when you go to stage 2 and say you put in a quarter of an avocado, that's no way going to weigh 1 kilo or 2 pounds, but your weight on the scale can go up by that amount. And then it shows that your body had a reaction to that food and is holding on to water as a result of that.
I think that, yeah. Because when I told you last week I wanted to do it, I said I had 10 pounds, but then I just went and weighed myself and I'm back up 5 pounds. I'm like, how is that possible? Like, and I'm sure like being on my period and water retention is part of it, but I'm just like, I'm hardly eating anything.
I know.
But hopefully this will work for me. And if not, it's not the end of the world.
And it works. Every single person I've taken through it has lost weight. It just depends.
Okay.
So the most someone has lost in one was 11.4 or something kilos, which is like 25 pounds. And then the least that someone lost was like 7 pounds. What's your starting weight?
125 today.
Yeah, that's it.
I know.
Yeah, so all good. Have you done measurements as well?
I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that tonight or tomorrow morning.
Such a good idea, because sometimes, so the first week tends to be the most amount of weight loss. So there can be a lot of water weight, which is the inflammation weight. And then, but if you're not too inflamed, then it's not a big weight loss. But when you get to, depends how long you do it for. So the minimum is 21 days, maximum is 42 days. Anywhere in between there is fine as well. It can be 33, it can be 28. Maybe. But then sometimes as you get to the end part, because you're burning so much fat, then your body starts to build muscle and it's still burning the fat. And then that will change the number on the scale. So sometimes on the scale, it looks like you're not losing, it's still smaller. So it's great to have those measurements as a thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to do before and after photos. That would be really cool. Okay. So you can do like before photos sideways on this way, and then that's really motivating too.
Okay, I'll do that tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, no, that has helped in the past. Definitely helps.
Awesome. It's amazing. I love it. The only thing you want to watch is your energy. So if your energy just comes out, adjust it.
And then do I take the drops with water, or I just took them on my tongue?
Yeah, so under your tongue is best because it's homeopathic. So it gets straight into the bloodstream from there. And it just needs to be 15 minutes away from food. Doesn't have to be before or after. So you can take them as soon as you wake up, somewhere in the middle, and then somewhere before you get to bed.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Sounds good.
Cool. So if you want to do a couple of days max, so I'll look through that. And then I do want to do, I feel like more liver support would be good. So I might increase the dosage and then changing the energy extra to a more boosty one.
Okay.
What are the other questions? I'm sitting to, yeah. Awesome. Okie dokie.
Okay.
I'll see you.
It's always encouraging talking to you. It makes me feel better.
You look better. Your face looks more relaxed.
Thank
and
you.
You're doing really great. It's not fun, but I can see that you're
I do.
Oh, typical.
Good. That's good to hear. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There is.
And how are the puppies?
All right. Well, thank you. I'll let you know how it goes.
Wait, before you go, how are the puppies? Did you hear me? No, I don't think you did. Did you hear my last question?
They're good. Do you want to see them really quick?
Yes, I do.
Their little thing here. They were, yes. Can you see them?
No. I can just see your head.
Can you see them? No?
Yes, I can. Oh my goodness. How old are they now?
They're really hot. They're so hot.
Oh, look at the little thing.
Yeah, they're just little guys. So they're 2 weeks now, so they'll get bigger. They're gonna be, yeah. So they're fun. Poor little guys.
The person I got photo from sent me a photo of the puppy that she's just had. It's like,
Did you get them in Bali?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, how fun.
Nearly 1 year old.
Oh, he's so well behaved. I thought he was older.
Nope.
He's so good.
Love him.
That's amazing. You did a good job with him. Okay, well, thank
I got him. Yeah. Amazing.
you so much. Have a good week.
I'll speak to you soon.
Okay. Bye.